Hello, Miss Katie. Thank you so much for joining me.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. So, the first thing I want you to do is just introduce yourself so everyone can get to know you.
Yes, my name is Katie Fromstein. I am 40 years old. I live in Sussex, Wisconsin. I am married to my high school sweetheart. We've been married for 17 years. We have a daughter who is 14 in high school and a son who is about to turn 12 in middle school. So we have a super busy life as parents of very active teens and tweens.
What do you do for
And
work?
then I own my own business. I own my
Yeah.
own photography studio. I have had that business for 9 years now. It's amazing, super huge blessing in my life. So that keeps me busy as well.
What kind of photography stuff do you do?
I specialize in newborns and then do a lot of families as well during the nicer months here in Wisconsin, outdoor family stuff. I do high school seniors, milestones for kids. I just don't do weddings and events. So
No, none of that.
nothing, not right now.
Not right now. Okay, so let's jump into your story. So, when
Yes.
you began with the FLA movement, you were hesitant because for 4 years you were trying to find answers of why you couldn't lose weight.
Right.
Even seeing a naturopath, a doctor, testing blood work,
Hmm.
supplements, and the next plan was going to be phentermine. But
Correct.
you have a heart condition.
Yes. So what happened is I like to call myself a serial dieter. Like I have dieted, I think since eighth grade, I started dieting and I've done everything. Like I did an army one where like all you ate was like tuna and hot dogs and rice cakes or something. Like I have done everything, intermittent fasting, Weight Watchers, keto, paleo, like everything. And I would lose some weight and then I would gain it back. And then I even went to like a really shady weight loss clinic where they did prescribe me phentermine. So I did take phentermine several times in my life, dropped a ton of weight. And then you stopped taking it and you came right back. So then I was kind of like, I don't want to do these diets anymore, but I think I'm eating healthy. I don't know why I'm losing weight. So I went and saw the naturopath. She took a ton of blood work, tested my hormones. Nothing came back, which is great. Like you don't want anything to come back wrong, but it didn't give me any answers. So then she had me taking a ton of supplements, which supplements are great. So, but it didn't help with my weight loss. Then I went to my normal doctor. She had me kind of track my food in my fitness pal. We came back together and she looked at it and she was like, well, you're not eating too much. So she's like, we can put you on phentermine and kind of regulate it, but we have to do, I think it's an EKG that they do in the office. And they did it and it came back irregular. And she's like, okay, you need to go to the hospital for an echo. And it turns out I have like a minor heart condition. It's not a big deal, but it's a big enough deal that phentermine could like kill me, which I had like taken in the past. So that was a really huge eye-opening experience. Like, okay, I'm like messing around with stuff that could, kill me. And I had no idea. So from that point forward, I kind of decided I wasn't going to do like these crazy extremes and just started to try to accept like maybe this is just who I am. And like I'm
Right.
not going to be able to lose. And it was only about like 13 pounds that I wanted to lose. It wasn't a ton, but I just could not lose it for the life of
Right.
me. Or I couldn't keep it off, I should say.
Right. I was going to say, yeah, you lost it. You were definitely disciplined.
Yeah. Yeah. But then
That's
it would, you can't stick with those crazy diets, or I personally could not stick with those extreme diets for long. And then I felt like a quitter.
right. So how has the FLA Foundations and Coach Emma changed like your
Hmm.
mindset and your body and your life? Because you've lost weight.
Yes, so absolutely. So I was hesitant to start with FLA because I had done all these restrictive diets and just kind of had this like trauma, like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to count out and I'm gonna be able to have five, peanut butter M&Ms, because I'm used to Weight Watchers where it's like you can have five peanut butter M&Ms for 17 points. So I was like, I don't want to do that. Like I'm sick of living like that. And then I kind of like go off like to the other extreme and I'm like, I'm just gonna eat all the M&Ms.
Yeah.
So that was my hesitation with starting with FLA is, am I going to have to weigh everything? Am I going to have to measure everything? And you guys were kind of like, yeah, you will, but it's not going to make you feel the way you felt before. So my attitude was kind of like, what do I have to lose at this point? I trusted Emma. She'd been my coach, at CrossFit for 5 months. So I had a relationship established with her. And I was kind of like, there's nothing to lose. And if I hate it, then I'll just quit. But through the education and the fundamentals class with Emma, I mean, it's been life-changing what I've learned. Like, I never understood nutrition and how food worked and how it worked with your body until starting the foundations class with Emma. And now what I've learned, like, I don't know why they don't teach this in school. I don't know why the doctors didn't say this to me. Like, it's such basic concepts. Like, I didn't have to suffer for this long. It's in my body reacted immediately to like what Emma did. And I mean, the first thing we did is I had to go into a reverse because I had been under eating for so long. I basically stopped my metabolism. So here I am eating more and losing weight. And it was, I mean, my family couldn't believe it. Like, they would laugh at me because I'd be like, I've eaten more food, and they're like, okay. And then I'm like losing weight. And we're like, it doesn't make sense based on everything you kind of hear, like starvation diets and that. So that was really amazing that I was able to heal my body. My mood changed, my libido changed, my hormones have balanced out so much better. So it's not even just that I was like losing weight and my body composition started to change. It's all these other things that are giving me a way better quality of life.
Yeah, I mean, and you've lost 17 pounds and you had only wanted to lose 13.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, I've lost 17 pounds. I mean, now that I've lost that and I can see that I'll lose weight, I have a goal of losing 25 pounds total. So I mean, I'm definitely getting closer to that goal, but I'm also taking it really slow, which is like the beautiful part about having a coach. You can tell them exactly what you want to do. And if you're in a season where you're like, I don't think I'm in the headspace to go into a deficit right now, you don't do it. Like, there's nothing that's forced on you. So for instance, right now I'm in a very small deficit just because I know myself. And right now, if I were to go into too hardcore of one, I know that like mentally I would just be like, I'm done. I can't do this. So
Right.
I'm fine with chipping away at a pound at a time. If it takes me a year to lose the rest of the weight, I know it will happen because I've seen how this works and I understand how it works and I trust the process. And I know that the weight's not going to come right back on. So there's no like immediate hurry or urgency.
And do you feel like you found more food freedom in this versus being like feeling restricted versus stressed out about food?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I'm still able to enjoy everything I want to enjoy. It's, obviously different when you're in different seasons. If you're at maintenance, you can definitely enjoy more of what you like. If you're in a deficit, you have to be a little bit more picky and choosy, but you also know that that's just for a period of time. And what Emma has also taught me is to change my mindset from feeling restricted, like I can't eat that, to being like, no, I'm choosing not to eat this because at this moment, this is what I need to do to get to my goals. And it's a power move versus like feeling anxious and bad about it. It's you taking the control and saying, no, I have the control to do this, and I'm going to like empower myself to make good choices and know that like, this isn't forever. It's not like, not to bash keto, but keto, you can't have like bread, so it's like, it's not like, oh, I can't have bread for the rest of my life. It's like, oh no, I can't have a chocolate shake right now because I'm in a deficit. But when I'm out of it in a month, I can have a chocolate shake. Or, I mean, I still could have a chocolate shake. I just can probably have that much else.
Right. You
Which
just
is
have
okay.
Yeah. I love that.
Choose.
And it's so good that you have learned, you speak so eloquently about the education around nutrition.
Yeah.
And
just,
you're new to it. You're really new to it.
And it's just been so life-changing because I think one of the best examples is we would go to Texas Roadhouse and I would always get a salad and a baked potato, like like a 80-year-old person. And I thought that that was like a good choice because it's a salad and it's a baked potato. I'm not having a steak and fries. And then when I figured out like what the nutrition was in it, I was like, I could have been having a steak and fries this whole time. So
Mhm.
just learning those things where before I was walking around completely like blind. And I think that that's
Yes.
what's super empowering is to be like, now I know I'm in total control. And yes, you have to measure and yes, you have to weigh. But to me, there's like a relief in that because I'm not just like shoving food in my mouth and being like, oh, I think that was so much. I'm like, I know exactly what I'm eating, what I can eat to get to my goals. And it's oddly like very opposite of restricting. It's a
Mhm.
discipline, you know, but it's structure. You're going to eat regardless. So do you want to eat just like wildly or do you want it to be in control of it?
Mhm. I know the phrase discipline creates freedom. People don't understand it until they create it.
Yeah. Right. Right.
And it
Absolutely.
absolutely does. And so another thing is when we did our intake, you spoke about wanting to create more confidence in your body. Has being a part of the movement and getting coached by an Emma created change in the confidence in your body? Because you have a lot of education and you obviously
Yeah.
have a lot of discipline now. How
Hmm.
has the confidence inside your skin changed?
Yeah, it absolutely has. And I think a big part of that is just the fact that I've shown up for myself every day consistently for now 9 months. I think I've been in this for 9 months. And I think even that, like making a promise to yourself and fulfilling that promise creates like self love and like self confidence because
Mm,
you're showing up for yourself. And just that alone, um, I used to have a very, very, very poor body image, like, and maybe even some body dysmorphia, but just a lot of things, like a lot of issues. And I could never look in the mirror and even feel like okay. Like it was always just like I was upset, I was angry, I was frustrated. And now I can look in the mirror and feel like good about what I'm doing, knowing that I made changes and that I'm like continuing to be on this path to get where I want to be, and also proud of what I've done so far. I can't say that I'm exactly where I want to be yet, and that's okay, but I'm definitely proud of the progress I'm making. And I have a new confidence that like I'm on the right direction. I know, like, I have a plan, I know it's going to work. And that's just like a huge weight that gets lifted off, like was lifted off my shoulders.
that's incredible. Because I mean, we live in our skin every day, all day long. That's
Right.
incredible. So, is there
Yeah.
anything else you would like to share with someone that might be questioning joining the FLA movement?
Yeah. I mean, I tell people all the time, this is the best decision I've ever made for myself. And financially it's an investment, but anything
Mhm.
that's worth it in life is going to be an investment. I know that from
Yeah.
running my own business too. And there's nothing better you can invest in yourself than like health and nutrition because this will now carry you for the rest of your life. This is like we only get one body, right? And like we're going to age. So it's better to know how to take care of it and nourish it properly and have like those key, I don't know, building blocks to like move forward. There's like nothing better that you can invest, like self-care or whatever they say, self-love. Like this is the best thing ever. I really just I can't speak highly enough of like how much it's really changed my life and just the education. I mean, like I said, I don't know why we don't get this education or why like the doctors don't have this education. Like,
I know.
why was this not the first thing we were going to? Why was it, we'll put you on phentermine, which is a serious drug and could give you a heart attack? Like, why wasn't it, she just looked at my calories and was like, oh, yeah, you're eating 1,200 calories a day. Well, guess what? That was the problem. That was why I wasn't losing weight.
They
And
aren't
it's,
educating about food, so
no, and it's like very unfortunate because
yeah.
that's who we go to when we have problems. We go to our
Yeah.
doctors, and I've told Emma so many times, like, if I would have just gone to you, if I would have just known you then, if I would have just gone to you from the beginning, I would have avoided so much like unneeded sadness and stress and
I know,
all
4
that.
years of searching,
Yeah,
and not to mention all the years
searching.
before that you weren't searching yet, but you were just frustrated.
Just, yeah, just doing these crazy diets. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's one of the reasons I really appreciate you coming on here, because so many people will relate to your
Yeah,
story, and
absolutely.
we need to tell more people about it because there's so many people out there diet jumping. So
Yeah.
thank you for your time, and
Yes.
thank you
Thank
for sharing your
you.
story.
Yeah. Thank you for having this tribe. It's amazing. It's honestly been life changing. I mean, I started CrossFit a year ago, and that was like the beginning. And that got me to the point where I had to like really look at my nutrition, and then when I did, like those two things combined has completely changed
Oh
my
yeah,
life.
absolutely. CrossFit and FLA, that's a really,
Yeah.
really good combo.
It's a good combo.
Well, have a wonderful day. I appreciate
Thank
you
you.
so
You
much.
too. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you.